If you get a little too caught up on what to say when you're creating your content, this video is going to be very helpful for you in helping you to script your own content for YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I am KeaShundrea, your favorite brand and content strategist. I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it because this could be a little lengthy. Before we get started, let me address a couple of things when it comes to scripting your content. If you're the person that says you're going to sound like a robot, if you just follow a script, or for the creatives who think that they are somehow less creative if they have to script out some content. We're not doing either one of those here. Just because you're a creative doesn't mean that you have the best memory. You don't want to have to remember every single word and what to say. When you script, it's not going to sound robotic, especially if you just put bullet points of the main things that you need to say and expand on that later. So we're going to talk more about that, but I just wanted to clear the air for those of you who are not scripting your content and you think that scripting doesn't make you any less authentic. It's still your thoughts. It's just planned out. You don't need to talk from the top of your head or be spontaneous. And for those of you who think that it might be time consuming, if it's really a topic that you care about and you're passionate about, you can get a script done in 10 minutes. Literally, it will take me about 10 minutes to create a script when I have an idea in my head, because I go by this same process for every single script. So let me show y'all behind the scenes of what that process actually looks like and what steps you can take to script your YouTube content. This can apply to educational content, or if you want to create some kind of vlog of some sort, you can use this process to create your own script. So the steps that you're going to take, this is the order that I recommend. Your content can flow naturally and you don't sound like a robot. You have to start off by knowing who you're talking to. I talk about this a lot because a lot of the times we just throw stuff out there and we're just talking to everybody in our content. But you have to know your people. You have to know your community, your tribe, your dream client. What are they like? What is their lifestyle like? What is it like inside their head? And I create an audience profiler that kind of gets more into this and how you can actually get in your people's head and start adding some of these things to your script. The profiler goes through things like the problems that they have, common questions. If you don't know your audience and who you're talking to, it's going to be very pointless creating content. Think of that first before you create your script. The next thing that I go into with my script, that mindset of that person. And that's usually going to be like the hook or the top of the video. And it lets them know exactly what this video is going to talk about, what is going to be addressing. And a quick example, so let's say that, I don't know why I'm always thinking about food, but let's say you create meal preps for people. You know that your people are busy. They don't have time to create their meals every single day, so they end up eating something unhealthy. They want a meal prep, but they really don't have time for that. If you're talking about meal prepping in your content, you're going to start that piece of content off with the mindset, talking about some of those things that they're actually going through. So if it's a video about how to meal prep, you're going to say, I know you have a busy lifestyle and I know you probably think that you can't meal prep, so you end up going to all these foods that get you in trouble. I'm going to help you out with that. And boom, that's the mindset piece. When you're thinking about mindset, just think about some of the things that you hear people say all the time when it comes to that specific topic, some of the limited beliefs that they're having. That will tie into the mindset part of the script. And then we get to the main part of the script. You're going to break down that mindset and what the video is about. So you're going to go into more details and give more context on those thoughts and those beliefs that they have. If you remember in school when I know I remember this. Y'all can let me know if y'all remember the same, but I remember my teacher telling me that we had to have that main point when you create your paragraph. And then in the next sentence, you have to describe that main point and break it down. The same thing is with scripting. You are presenting another main point to support that mindset piece. It could be steps to break it down, just pointing out different struggles, different experiences, different beliefs that they have. Once you present that, you break it down a little bit and give a little bit more context, give some examples, give some analogies, give some kind of story around that. Which brings me into my next point. Anytime that you're creating any content for YouTube, it's not going to just be enough for you to just provide the information. People want to have examples. They want to hear related stories. They want you to compare it to something that they're seeing in their everyday life, or maybe a quick walkthrough so they can actually see it for themselves, or some kind of demo. Anything that's going to back up those key points. And a little plug, I love ChatGPT for this reason. ChatGPT is like a main character in my business and a big help. If you don't know off the top of your head, you can tell ChatGPT what your topic is and ask them what the mindset is of your audience and provide some key points as it relates to that. Take what it gives you and put it in your own words and add your own stories, your own examples, and bring that point home. And then at the end of the script, you just close it off, recap some point, and sign off. There are some things that you shouldn't do when it comes to scripting your content. First of all, don't overthink it. We're not doing that because I know you heard of analysis paralysis. If you overthink it too much, you're going to end up doing nothing, and you don't want that. If you're worried about your script feeling natural, all you have to do is read it out loud, make sure it sounds like you, and make adjustments to the script until it feels natural. Second thing, don't feel like you have to reinvent the wheel every single time you create a script. Use a template to have your script flow the same every single time. As a content creator, you have to get used to repeating a lot of things and doing a lot of the same things. And your script doesn't have to be polished and perfect. You want to talk to me like I'm your friend so the content can flow naturally and so it can feel like you. If you don't want your content to feel like you're reading off something or for it to feel robotic, then don't script the whole thing. Just write bullet points for each piece and go into detail when you start filming that content or recording. When you take it back into editing, you can cut out all the fluff, all the dead air, everything you repeated, all that extra stuff when you edit, if it's necessary, because we're talking about YouTube. Depending on what type of content it is, people might not mind you yapping. They would probably watch 40 minutes of you yapping. You have to be the judge of that, though, to see if it's really relevant to your audience. When you're creating your script for YouTube, try it this way in this suggested order before you overthink how the content flows, because you know that that's just going to lead to you never putting the content out and making every single excuse to push it back to the point that it never comes out. In my content creation dashboard, I have a scripting zone to help you out with your scripts. And like I said, I use the same template when I script my content. That template is also located in the dashboard. So I'll leave that and the content templates that are done for you. All you have to do is fill in the blank. If you need a little help when it comes to creating that content and what to say, all of that is going to be left down in the description. So I trust that this is going to help you to script out your content so it feels natural, you don't feel robotic, so you can start cranking out a lot of that content. Let me know if this was helpful down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. As always, I appreciate you all for tuning in. I love y'all. Happy creating. Peace.